Welcome to another episode of Behind the Seams. Today, I am joined by our very own Frank Ricci. He is our Associate Director of Sales for Canada for George Courey. Frank, welcome.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
Welcome to the podcast. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with George Courey, why you're working with George Courey, why you've stuck it out with us so long, and some of the stuff that you and your team are working on this year.
Absolutely. Again, thank you. Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. So I guess this is the part where I talk about myself.
If you want to. I don't know.
You know how much I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Came to George Courey 2.5 years ago.
Already,
Actually,
2.5. Wow.
Yeah, time
Goes
flies,
by
right?
fast.
It does. It does.
Crazy.
Came to George Courey from previous industry. So I was on the building automation side.
Okay.
And before that, in aerospace. And before that, in telecommunication.
You're not that old, Frank.
No, I'm not.
Come
I'm
on
not
now.
that old.
Come
I'm
on
not that old. Not that old. Young and hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Montreal are born and raised. I guess I should start there. So
Sure.
bonjour tout le monde. J'espère que tout le monde va
Bonjour.
bien.
Bonjour.
Yeah, background in finance and psychology.
Okay.
If you can get those two to resonate
That's
and connect.
Scary combo. Scary combo. But all right, we'll take it. We'll take it. You might need it with a couple of people you deal with at George Courey, right?
Yeah, it does. It does come in handy
Mhm.
sometimes. But I like to say that psychology is the relationships, the people. That's really the engine, and finance. That's the yardstick to a
Nice.
certain extent.
Nice.
Have a great job. Have the greatest job at George Courey Inc. I get to interact with a sales team that I work really closely with, as well as our customer experience team. So I like to say that they each keep each other honest, right? So
Absolutely.
my sales team will say what can be done, right, which is often grand, and my experience team will then have to deliver on those
That's
grand
exactly right.
promises. So we like to work to a say-do ratio of 1-to-1,
I like it.
or at
I
least
like it.
strive to that. And I also get to be in our customer facilities, whether those are long-term care facilities, hotels, Airbnbs. So get out there in different trade shows and really be boots on the ground and
Nice.
hear what's going on.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
So on that topic, a perfect tee up, Frank. My God, it's
Sure,
like you've
sure.
done this before or what? It's amazing. What is happening in 2025 in terms of our Canadian market, our Canadian customers? You mentioned healthcare on the long-term care side. You mentioned hospitality on the hotel side. How are similarities in terms of what we've expected in 2025, and then in terms of both markets, how is it looking? How is it looking in 2025 for us so far?
So look, I'll speak to my youth, right? If I go 1 year prior to that, 2024, we were coming off of a huge 24 in the hospitality space,
Yeah.
thanks to Taylor Swift, right?
That's
I know,
right.
I know you're surprised that
That's
I know
right.
that.
The Swifties.
The
That's right. They came
Swifties,
to
right?
town.
Yes, they came to
right.
town. They conquered. So our hotel operators were absolutely buoyed and didn't realize how big a fan base there was.
Not a
So-
joke, right? This
No,
is like
no.
it moved the economy. Like
That's
it's
right.
insane.
That-
Yeah.
So, you talk about what's coming. I'm already having conversations about the future as far as the World Cup of soccer coming
Oh
to
yes.
Canada,
Oh
right?
yes.
You
Let's
know,
go.
We love to host. We have a decent soccer team. So
That's
I think the
right.
two combined are going to make for a great 26. But all kidding aside, 25 was a great year on the hospitality side. I want to say somewhere north of 6,500 new hotel rooms
Wow.
added. to the
Incredible.
Canadian
It's
landscape,
fantastic.
right?
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So tremendous growth. We're seeing people extend their stays. We're seeing Canadians visit and vacation Canada like never before. So that
Right.
has meant that our customers have really had to adapt, seeing really, really strong occupancy rates.
Yeah.
Not just traditionally June and July and
Mhm,
August,
mhm.
as was the case, but almost 12 months of the year, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. We've had, from what we're reading, a record-breaking ADR, RevPARs for Canada this year. I mean, these are some serious numbers here. It's incredible for Canada. I mean, so what's the initial thought behind it? Where is this coming from, do you think?
When we talk to hotel operators out there, I think they really want to curate an experience that makes people feel like they're going to a home away from home, right?
Right.
So they can do that through some of our offerings in the form of linens, right? We all know that person who travels with a pillow.
That's right.
We
That's
we
right.
we
Like
absolutely want to break that,
that's
right?
right. Like our CEO. I don't know if you saw that video that went almost viral with our CEO and President Jeff Courey, but that was yeah. Some of us do.
Thinking
Some of us
of
do.
exactly Jeff who
Yeah.
travels with a
Yeah.
jumbo pillow.
That's right.
So there's a real focus on trying to create that experience, curate something, really design comfort being worked into everything. And I think add to that the fact that there's a real trend and a real hunger for leisure
Mhm.
as well as wellness, right? So you think of spa stays and all of that. So more and more hotel spaces adding those amenities either in house or through third party
Right.
partners. So we can be a part of that formula as well. So that's one trend that's been driving some of that. Um,
And then I'm assuming, dare we say the trend of not traveling south of the border.
yeah,
I'm assuming that's a big part of it as well, right? I mean, I think a lot of staycations, as they say, happened in 2025 for a lot of Canadians, which I think definitely helped contribute to the numbers that we're seeing on those levels. So, I think we can look at that as really strong performance. Which we can only expect, I believe, for it to somewhat continue in 2026.
yeah.
So we're looking at that. And then on top of it, which I'm sure not only rooms and occupancies are up, but also just general investment in hospitality in Canada is up around 1.4%, which is, 14%, which is actually really strong for Canada historically over the last couple of years. So that's, it's looking up for Canada. It's good.
Listen, you hit the nail right on the head, Rob. We talked to some of our big customers out west. I'm thinking Whistler and Banff. Those are traditional markets that
Absolutely.
traditionally that have very strong winters,
Yep.
right? Because it's ski season, but they're having just as strong a summer season. So we're excited by that. They're excited by that. But that's just one trend, right? I mean, then we look at combining what they call bleisure, right? So
Yes.
extended
Yes.
travel stays for work, but working into the weekend, right? And how that works. So some of our customers have been traditionally very strong in a Monday to Friday format, right? Think hotel by the airport, but guess
Sure.
what? People staying in through the weekend, so they've had to adjust and adapt to that.
Yes.
So being part of that story and that change and shift in the market's been really really neat.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great. Are you expecting that to continue? Are we seeing a shift? Have you ever done that yourself? I mean,
don't
listen,
tell the
yeah,
boss, but
that's
yes.
right. I mean, geez, let's see. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, you know what? It's. I think a lot of more people are definitely taking advantage of those scenarios. And why not? Listen. At the end of the day, you're probably in a beautiful city. And why not take advantage of that if you can? So I think it's something to definitely think about, and we're seeing that as a trend, like you mentioned, that's happening in Canada right now. So that's great. And in terms of, let's maybe want to shift a little
Sure.
bit in terms of hospitality, but let's talk healthcare.
Yeah.
Um, Long-term care facilities. How is that? I mean, it's a little bit more. I'm personally a little unfamiliar with it, but
Okay.
you being involved day to day with our sales representatives across the country, what are they hearing? What are we seeing? And how did 2025 pan out?
Great question. Healthcare in Canada has probably never been stronger in terms of everything kind of converging at once. And when I talk about converging, I mean, post pandemic, a real focus on being ready,
Okay.
right? So, in terms of the right inventory levels at all times. And then you've got a real push to greater and greater infection control and prevention,
Okay.
right? And from the ground up. So as you design a long-term care facility, you want to work those things in. So you want to
Absolutely.
make sure that you're delivering the best patient experience possible, but being very mindful of how we control and how we prevent, the spread of any illness, right?
Sure. Sure.
So there's all of that. We're seeing some never before seen numbers, right? If you look at our customer base in Ontario,
Hmm.
Ontario government's earmarked 6.4 billion for new
Wow.
builds,
Wow.
adding,
Incredible.
yeah,
It's big for Canada.
it's big, right? 58,000
Hmm.
new beds, either new or redeveloped between now and 28.
Wow.
So, I mean,
So the horizon's looking pretty
the
good.
horizon's looking
Yeah, it's
pretty
great.
good. Right. And what we're also seeing in that market is a crossover, right? So as we recognize the importance of looking after the people we love and care for, we're seeing a crossover in terms of healthcare and hospitality,
Okay.
right? So how do we deliver the very best experience
Okay.
in terms of that, right? So yeah, there's always been a case for functionality,
Mhm.
for the robustness of linens and the durability, but more and more we're seeing a shift,
Okay.
almost hospitality grade, or in fact hospitality grade linens.
Okay, so you're seeing a shift of higher quality, higher level of experience for the patient and or guest in the long term care. So that's interesting, which is actually um, really interesting in the sense of George Courey being strategically positioned to offer both a high level of quality of linens to both hospitality and healthcare for now. What you're saying, right? Which
Yeah,
is
that's right.
interesting.
That's right. I think that's really where we do
Mm,
our best work, is the ability to do both of those, because we service those two markets and have done it
great.
for so long. I think we bring the best elements of one to the other, right?
Okay.
So in the healthcare space, we can bring that aspect of comfort, of design, even personalization, right?
Hmm.
If I talk really quickly to you about a business case, one of our customers out west in Winnipeg was really looking to transform the whole uh, wash experience,
Okay.
right, in the long-term care space, and really a shift from just even the language around it, right? So it's not bath time, it's spa time,
Oh,
right? It's spa time
spa
at the
time.
LTC.
Excuse me. Here we go.
Yeah, right. And so how do you complement that? You do it with presentation, but you also do it with the quality of the linens,
Mm,
right? Always with the patient in mind, but you're delivering that experience and you're trying to really rethink how that happens for somebody, right?
okay.
Because it can be intimidating, it
Right.
can be scary,
Sure.
but here's a nice way to be a part of something different that creates a beautiful experience for somebody.
So by them switching the marketing of it or the communication around that bath time, into spa time, what did that do? How did that change the experience, let's say, for the guest or the patient? What did happen there?
So a lot of excitement, right?
Okay.
So whereas before that was kind of the time of day everybody dreaded.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got an excitement in the environment about that. People revved up, and it's a special time, right? And it reconnects them to a time where it wasn't something that they dreaded.
Right.
It's something
Right.
that they can look forward to. So it's really nice to be a part of that.
And we helped to be a part of that experience, which is
That's
really
right. That's
nice.
right.
Which
We
is really
developed actually really quickly. We developed a poncho for that experience, right?
okay.
All terry poncho with a hoodie. Patients get excited when it comes out because it's, they know that time is there, and
Spa time.
spot time,
Spa
right?
time.
Spot
I
time.
like that
So
innovation. Very
yeah,
nice. I like
yeah.
that innovation. Is that a George Courey item
So
that
it
we've
is. It
we
is.
innovated? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, through a hospital setting
Hmm.
out west, but they look to their partners to develop something, and we were able to contribute in that regard to
Okay,
develop something
nice.
like that. Yeah,
So, guys, the poncho. Anybody who's looking for that spa time in their long-term care.
you
The
got it.
poncho.
You got
That's
it.
good. I
You
like
got
it.
it.
I like it. So, tell us what else is going on in Canada. What else is exciting? What can we look? What's the outlook for 2026? What are we expecting? You mentioned really quickly the World Cup is coming.
That's right.
Obviously, shared between Canada, U.S., Mexico. But in terms of our Canadian exposure there, how is that looking? A lot of chatter around that right now. Other things maybe out east that might be happening. I'm not sure in terms of next year. What's going on there?
There's so much going on, Rob.
Okay,
Yeah, marquee events like the World Cup, right? That everybody's excited about. A chance for Canada to be on the world stage.
absolutely.
Really show the world how we can get it done. So a ton of excitement there. But then we have so many projects on the horizon. When you look at what the government's just announced, right? I hate to get political on this podcast, but
Do what you
right.
got to do. Let's
All
go.
right, all right.
Let's go. Get into it.
Listen, I mean, the Carney government
Yeah.
launching and announcing 10 strategic projects, whether it's rare earth mineral mining,
Okay.
nuclear power generation, drilling pipelines, right, coast to coast. Right here in our backyard in Quebec, there are at
Hmm.
least a couple. So everybody very excited about that. You've got Canada Games that
Oh,
we
that's
were, yeah.
right.
So I don't know if you know this. We
Tell me.
were we were a huge part of Canada Games in 2025, held in St. John, Newfoundland.
Okay. How do we do?
We did.
I obviously I apologize. I was not paying attention, but I hear your excitement. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
nice.
listen, we followed it closely because we supplied all linens for the games, right?
Okay.
So want to say about 4,800 Canadian athletes. Yeah,
Wow,
converging on St.
amazing.
John. Quebec,
Incredible.
Quebec fared well, third place
Third, I'll
in the
take
medal
third.
count,
I'll
right?
take
Not bad,
bronze. Yeah.
not bad behind BC and Ontario.
Okay.
But we were very much a part of that, right? And that's in the rearview mirror. We've got
Sure.
Canada Games 2028 coming. There's
Okay.
preparation and talk around that. Our customers out east, especially marine vessels,
Hmm.
they're seeing more and more people soliciting and wanting to visit the Maritimes. So more boat traffic, greater stops, overnights, right? So that means linen. So we're very close to that.
Sure.
Same out west. If you look at, can I say a customer name here?
Mm,
No way. Okay,
I
I won't
don't
say it. I
know.
won't say
I
it. But
don't know.
some everybody knows where the Pacific Ocean is. So some of those naval fleets out
Yeah.
west
Yeah.
that are also servicing
Yeah.
customers who want to visit that beautiful part of Canada as well.
Nice.
So
Nice.
seeing a lot of growth and a lot of opportunity there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So 2026 is looking up. 25 was strong. I mean, at the end of the day, it looks like Canada is faring pretty well in the hospitality and healthcare space right now. I know that, and I hate to put a caveat in all of this, but obviously supply chain issues still remain a small part of some of the daily life that we're living, right? I think that at least in my experience, some of the customers that I've spoken to, and I'm sure you feeling the same with you and your team, supply chain in terms of how they order and how frequently they order has changed, or at least the pattern has changed slightly. I don't know if you noticed that as well, and if customers have talked to you about it, and if that's here to stay as well, or do you feel like is some going back to how it once was? What are we looking at 2026 on a supply chain level?
Good question. I think so. One of the trends we're seeing is a lot the option for extended stays more and more popular, right?
Okay.
So the business traveler who's going to be away for a number of days, weeks, opting to stay somewhere that's fully functional. And what that's meant for that type of space is less turn in terms of linens. But we're also seeing that in the standard hotel room
Hmm.
experience, right? So whereas pre-pandemic, it was the turning of a room every overnight,
Every day,
every
pretty
day,
much. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That has really shifted. That has really changed. It is something that is now on demand, or a service that is offered
Mhm.
every other day, depending on the different hotels. So we
Okay.
are seeing less consumption of that, but we're also seeing, as I spoke earlier, about trends where people are extending stays.
Yep.
We're seeing higher occupancy rates, right?
Yep.
So those two things have meant that we've had to adjust in terms of supply chain.
Yep.
So less frequent, but greater ordering.
Right.
So, I mean, of course,
Right.
you back all that up,
Right.
right? It means in terms of your forecast and planning, you have to anticipate that and be ready for it.
Yep.
And really work it back into the mills that we work with and some of the logistical
So
providers.
I think one of the positives about that are two things. Number one, we can look at this as a sustainability play, right? So less frequent washing because of the fact that the room is not turned over as frequent.
Right.
So that's a positive. We like to always, especially at George Courey, like to look at the environment. So sustainability is definitely a part of our lifeblood. So I think that's something we think about, as well as higher quality items. I don't know if that's something your team is also seeing. I know that we're seeing that on a supply chain level that we're being asked, and I know the reps are coming to us and saying, "Hey, listen, a lot of customers are asking for higher quality programs and collections than we have, and we are, of course, responding to that. And we have a lot of really amazing programs
Yeah.
right now at a high level. So I think we're seeing a shift in quality levels as well as the years go on, which is always interesting to see in terms of trends. Have you seen that as well? You want to?
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. It's almost like a domino falling, right? It's not just one or two hotel operators that's going to say, "Hey, I want to move to something of greater quality because guests are looking for an elevated experience." It really tends to happen as a market shift, right? So you think thread count, the market used to kind of baseline at one thread count, and then trends, appetite changes. People want a better
Yeah,
experience. They're
for
also
sure.
paying right
Yeah,
more for an
absolutely.
experience. Cost of that overnight has gone up,
Yeah,
so operators are trying to deliver something
yeah.
in line with that. So yeah, absolutely, we're seeing a shift. to higher thread count goods. Durability is
Yeah.
huge. Personalization is another trend that we're seeing, right? Especially if you're working with a third party laundry.
Hmm.
If you've invested in your goods, you want to make sure they come back.
Absolutely.
So people are identifying those, personalizing those items. And then, the guest who wants to take a self-appointed souvenir feels a little less good about that.
That's right. That's
Just
exactly
kidding.
right.
Just kidding. But yeah, branding is big, higher thread count, towels, softer,
Yeah.
larger.
Yeah. And I think we've
Seeing a
done a
lot of
pretty good
change there.
job of responding to that in terms of the quality levels, right? We have a lot of really great programs that are responding to that elevated level of quality that we're hearing from our customers. So I think we're doing a great job of trying to hit the market where it needs to be hit, both on the hospitality and, of course, as you mentioned earlier, the rise of healthcare in terms of long-term care as well. Anything else? We're going to close it up. Anything else you want to mention as we wrap up this podcast?
Listen, if you haven't got a trip planned to Canada, let's make sure you're
Ooh.
planning that trip, right? Make sure you're talking to your significant other. Get that trip set and scheduled to Canada. Make sure you book it now because we are going to be busy Jan 1 to December 31st of next year.
And that doesn't just go for Canadian residents.
No,
That
no,
go
no.
anybody, US,
Everybody's welcome.
anybody's welcome to Canada. Come on down.
Come on down.
Yeah,
Come on
it's
down.
a really positive thing right now in the Canadian marketplace. So once again, Frank, thanks for joining the podcast. Really insightful information, and we'll see you again real soon.
Hey, thank you so much.
All right,
Take
cheers.
care. All right.
Bye.
Bye.